Hey everybody, welcome back to Madison County Live. I am here with Taylor Six, news reporter extraordinaire with the Richmond Register. And I guess, Taylor, we can call this, was this now the Madison County Travel Channel?
I guess you could, yeah. If you want it, it's your show.
It is your travel bucket list that we're interested about. So what gave you this idea just to travel to different places around Kentucky?
So I actually bought this book, The Kentucky Bucket List by Michael Crisp. I don't even know how many years ago now, at the Morris Bookshop. So if that tells you anything.
Yes, the Morris Bookshop.
So I bought it. I've always been, really proud to be born and raised here. Sure. So I thought it was interesting. And I wanted to do like a blog or something for a really long time. Okay. And started to and then stopped. And then I got this position at the Register, and I don't know why it's taken me 3 years to start to think of this. Right. But I thought, well, yeah, this would be a better time than ever to do it. We, need content. And so why not just do it for fun and for work? So it's something I really enjoy to do.
Well, and who doesn't love to travel?
Yeah.
So, like you said, content, we tried to do good news. Good news was hard to find, but places are always going to be there. And I did notice, looking at the front, it is also my friend Kenny Rice that gave it a forward on the front page. Way to go, Kenny.
Yeah.
So, okay, your favorite places, what's the furthest you've ever been?
So the furthest I would have to say right now off the top of my head would be Pikeville to do the Hatfields and McCoy's gravesite. Well, really the McCoy's gravesite. Right. But it was probably my favorite. I've always been really interested in Hatfields and McCoy's. Yes. I've watched the
Kevin Costner didn't hurt matters. Right?
I know. I watch it at least probably twice a year.
That's fantastic.
So that one was one of my favorites, but also becoming a Kentucky Colonel. Is one of these. Right. Thanks. And one of these that's on the list, and I honestly thought, how will that ever happen? And then it did. And I was like, unexpected check.
That's great. Well, I know that you can follow Taylor in the paper, richmondregister.com, and of course on their news app, which I highly recommend. Download it to get the latest and greatest breaking news. But also, your travels are on there. How often do you do those?
I aim to do them every weekend.
Okay.
Sometimes I try to take a little break, or maybe write about one that I did, drink in L8 or go to Shaker Village, something to kind of keep it going. Sure. But I try to every weekend. This weekend I'm actually going back to Floyd County in Prestonsburg.
Are you really?
Yeah. Nice. And I'm going to attempt to walk across the Prestonsburg Bridge.
Okay,
as well as sight a warbler at Jenny Wiley State Park.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, so some of them are really specific, and then some of them are, very simplistic, like drink in L.A. or listen to a jam session on a front porch, so which you can do at Newbie Country Store.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah, so it's some things, and then like the Valley View Ferry.
Sure, some that are more local, right.
There's some that are more local. I try to stay close to home if I have to, but it's going to get to the point where I'm going distances. Right. But I make a good time out of it. It's always fun.
And I know that she also, just this past weekend, I think I read the story about Man of War.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
I went to the statue of Man of War at the horse park. It was not what I was expecting. I mean, this was a massive...
It's a massive horse.
And I mean... It was a beautiful memorial. Right. They had a lot of different ways that you could kind of grasp the history and understand tons of historical markers, which we love historical markers.
Yes, absolutely we do.
I actually didn't realize, and this is going to sound kind of silly, but how much I'd really be delving into history and doing all these different things because, as young and naive I was when I started or thinking about this, I was like, oh, it's going to be so fun. I'll just tell what my experience was. But you really have to get into the history to even
go down that rabbit hole and you go deeper and deeper.
I know, and Nathan always gives me strife because, he plays, but he does the pages, and I write so long because there's so much
It's travel.
Yeah, and I try to, get it as compact as I can, but he always says, you took up my whole page, which, hey, sometimes it's a good thing.
That's a good thing, Nathan, when you're right.
Yeah, excellent. He does a great job on the layouts too, and I'm trying to save all of them so that maybe I could do a scrapbook or something.
Oh, that would be cool. Maybe a special pull-out segment of Taylor's Travels?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Taylor's Travels. That's a good name.
That is actually a good one.
Taylor's Travels. Oh, I know. Also, you went to Estill County, you saw the furnace, too. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, so
that was neat.
What I wrote about in that one was a funny story, actually, because we had gone down there and almost ran out of gas. We had no AC. We went to somebody's house because, of course, GPS can take you to some weird places. Right. Sure. And so we ended up actually turning around, and I got so defeated and was like, let's just go home.
Right.
It was hot. It was so hot, and there was no AC. And we actually went back. We filled up and got gas back in Irvin, and we went out back to where the furnace was. And it was so cool. I mean, just the history of it all and how people had to work in those conditions.
In the heat.
Oh, yeah.
That's a furnace.
And it was so hot that day. So it was just like, wow, that's intense. You learn a lot. But it's really fun. It's typically free. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the stuff, which formerly this didn't really matter, a lot of the stuff are going to memorials or sites, so it's something you can do safely.
Sure,
outdoors,
exactly. Away from people, socially distanced, the whole thing, right?
Yeah, so I'm trying to save ones that are like that for you know, if times get really weird again.
Absolutely.
But you know, a lot of them are with people. There's fancy farm picnic, dinner on the dinner train.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
So you
got a lot of fun ones coming up.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. So where can everybody see these at the Richmond Register? I guess just search on the website.
Yeah, right? If you just type in either my name or the Kentucky Bucket List, it will pop up. It's in our tangible paper. I typically like to have it on Tuesdays after the weekend.
Right.
Or online on the e-edition, or just by searching my name.
Absolutely. Hey, thanks, Taylor, for coming on.
Thanks,
Taylor's Travels.
Yeah.
It's Taylor Travels Bucket List.
I kind of like that,
I like it. Taylor's Travels, like Gulliver Travels, sort of. Hey, make sure you check out the Richmond Register, richmondregister.com. Download the news app and read all about it on richmondregister.com.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming in, Taylor.
Thanks for having me.
All right, folks, we'll be right back after this. Madison County Live and Good News is brought to you by these great sponsors. Tell them you appreciate sponsorship of Good News in Madison County.